the first mass miracle crusade in history. You want to know about it? You want to know about it? It took place in Ponce, Puerto Rico. We went there. I had talked with Brother Bosworth in Michigan. We were 5 weeks together in the Masonic Temple. He said, brother, he pondered this. He said, if you could take 100 sinners and line them up, and you tell them all the same gospel at the same time, and they all heard it, and they all believed it, and then you led them in a prayer to accept Jesus, and they all accepted him. Well, now listen to this, you preachers that are you need this. Listen. And they all accepted it at one time. How many of them would be saved? And he'd chuckle and say, all of them. He said, even the Baptists would agree with that. True. Baptists would agree with that. And they're good people. John Osteen said, God bless the Baptists, you know. Then he said, okay, let's take 100 sick people and line them up and tell them the same gospel, and they all accept it, and they all believe it, and you lead them a prayer. How many of them be healed? He said, all of them. Well, I had to prove that. I believed that. That had to be true. So I went to an auditorium in Flint, Michigan, and the first time, and I called for everyone that was deaf to come forward. There were 53. So in my mind, okay, I was facing 53 devils. You know, I call everybody sick, they had a devil. Yeah, I believe deafness is of the devil. So I lectured all of them. They all believed. We all rejoiced together. I prayed for all of them, commanded the deaf spirits to leave them. Got through. We lined them up, not to pray for them, but to test them. And those days, Daisy had one of those little, beautiful little Elgin ladies' watches about as big as your fingernail. Little bitty thing, almost nothing to them. But we checked every one of them with her little Elgin watch. Perfect. Except there were 3 that couldn't hear it. I said, come back, keep check this week, let us know. Before Friday, those 3 came back. It was 100%. That's God's will. That's God's will. 100 sinners be saved. And so when we went to Puerto Rico, after that occasion with Brother Bosworth, then we went to Puerto Rico, and there we tried to get the mayor to give us the ball field because we had faith for our great campaign, and he was stubborn and wouldn't do it. So we had to go in an auditorium that seated around 1,400 or 1,500 people. I forget exactly how many. And we preached, and it was so beautiful. And so many miracles happened. There was a very wealthy person in Ponce, very wealthy, and their daughter had polio, and she had braces and crutches, and they had those braces and crutches gold plated, not brass, not shiny brass, gold plated. They were wealthy people. And she came across there, and she was healed. Hallelujah. And we threw those beautiful crutches that scarred him up awful, threw them down there. And the next night, the whole town tried to get in that building, almost tore it down. And the mayor came, and the chief of police, and the fire chief all came begging us, please, if we close the meeting tonight, you can go to the ballpark tomorrow. And that's how the first mass, wait, that's not the whole story. We went the next night. The great field was packed to the borders, every direction, and so I got real smart, and I said, I know how to do it. I'm smart. I know how. And so I printed cards and put big numbers on them, and gave everybody a card so they would have a place in the prayer line. Look what a strain we go through when God makes it so easy. we tried to give them cards, and they almost killed each other to get the cards. So that didn't work. But I'm smart. I said, oh, I got another idea. So we had about 20 policemen there help us control the people. So we said, we'll give the cards to the policemen, and the policemen can't handle it. Good. So we gave the cards to the policemen. And the policemen, we found out the next day, they were selling them for $10 a piece. And only wealthy people could get in the... So that's how the first mass miracle service took place. That's how. And I was driven to it, and being driven to it, all this stuff from Brother Bosworth and what I had proven in Flint, Michigan, all that was coming back to me, and that's where it began. And it's been that way ever since, now almost 60 years. Hallelujah. Isn't it wonderful? God makes it so beautiful. I thought you might enjoy that.